Hey guys, I'm Alessio and this is my cinema and today we're gonna talk about the Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch is a movie that I always wanted to see since the first time I saw the poster, and I never had the pleasure till now, and I decided to watch it mostly because Cinema Sins last week made on everything wrong with this movie, and I said that this was the time to watch this movie. Of course, I watched it before watching the Cinema Sins video. This movie it's directed by Zack Snyder and also written by him along with other two guys which I don't remember the name, and the main character is Emily Browning, which also played last year in the movie Legend as the wife of one of the two twins played by Tom Hardy in the movie. One of the evil guys played Oscar Isaac, as you may know, as you probably will know, because last year it was his very breakthrough year when he played the guy which I don't remember the name in Star Wars, and the bad guy also in Ex Machina, which is one of my favorite movies of last year, and he was great in that movie as well. This movie tells a story about this girl, which will be called later on in the movie Baby Doll. That's the only name that we will get. And at the beginning of the movie, this girl gets a double drama. At first, his mother dies, and secondly, she actually shoots her sister for a mistake. And because of it, her stepfather will, or sort of, will bring her to an asylum to get her cured because she wanted her anymore around him, and this happens with an amazing sequence where no one talks and there is just visuals as always. That's what we get with the Zack Snyder movie, and he gets the best out of this scene, and it's a very nice scene, well shot as always by him, at least visually. And after that she gets in the asylum, they, I don't know, it gets crazy the movie, and you will get confused from now on because it will seem that she is not anymore in the asylum, and you won't understand that until the end of the movie when it will be finally explained, but you might suspect it in the end what is happening. Or actually, I thought that I missed a point in the movie. I totally didn't understand this. I think that's a problem in the script. So, what is good of this movie? Try to guess. Write it now in the comment and we will see if you will understand. Give it 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Of course, what is good of this movie are the visual and the action, because Zack Snyder is good at doing this, and as he proved in Batman v Superman, which is the best part of this movie. And in this movie, he does that as well, especially with the first action scene where she gets the sword and the gun from this weird guy, and she has to fight those sort of ninja huge robots monsters, which I didn't get what they were, but this scene it's so awesome, and it looks very good, and Baby Doll looks very badass and fierce while she fights those monsters, and I think that's the best part of this movie. And I think that after this, all the other action scenes are some notches down this because they are not so good. They, I don't know, they get stuck so much in using weapon. They are not so well choreographed as this one. Most probably just the last action sequence. It's pretty much at this level, but not quite, but still enjoyable. The other two, they are not so awesome as this one. So I think this movie it's great till the first 30 minutes. After it goes down a lot But this is not the only good point in favor of this movie. Another good point is the choice that Zack Snyder made to put those action sequences as a sort of dream or metaphor for the dancing moments. Because when she dances, we get in this movie those action sequence, which actually sometimes recalls on what's happening in the dance, because the dancing are usually the moment where everybody gets distracted because Baby Doll apparently is so good at dancing, and the other girls try to steal something that they will need. Another thing that was done good was how they showed the things that she needed, because when she firstly get brought to the hospital, we see those close-ups to those things, and I think that it's visually well made, but actually it gets ruined because after, when she talks to the other girls of what they need to escape from this place, they show again those things, and I think there wasn't any need for this. It was just, I don't know, it was useless because it was really well made before, and it was just taking off some good points to his choice. So I think he made a bad choice. So now we gotta talk about the bad things of the movie. As I already saw, the bad things are the fact that what he does good in the first 30 minutes is completely ruined by the next 60 minutes of the movie, because they are not so well choreographed, the action, and it's not so good. It gets bad choice. I thought it would have been better if they would have fight more with swords, because I mean they are in a fantasy world. Why they will need weapons, mostly new weapons, which are, I don't know which you can find those days. It was a poor choice, and that ruined a bit what could have been the movie. And mostly those action sequences aren't as good as the first for me. But the biggest problem with the movie is the writing, because the story it's very simple and there are not so intricate parts, so no big deal on this side. But what he made really bad was the writing of the characters, because they are like two-dimensional character. They have nothing to show. He could have made something really good out of this movie. I don't know, something like for women and their power, and he completely blew this opportunity, and that's a pity because overall you don't care at all about those characters. Those characters are nothing for you. You wouldn't care for them. You just want to get to the next action sequence that it actually doesn't get any better through the movie. So it's just bad. You just suffer after the first 30 minutes, especially when they are not fighting. It's just bad on this point of view. But ultimately, I think I enjoyed this movie. I think you would enjoy it as well if you will turn off I mean, if you will turn off your brain watching this movie, because this movie otherwise will just disappoint you and make you hungry. And that's, I think, what I did to enjoy it, because I mean I didn't turn off the brain because otherwise I wouldn't be able to make this review and say the things that I said. But ultimately I think it was nice. Probably I will never watch it again, but still I think I didn't lost my time watching it. Thought it was a waste after the movie, so I think you might give it a try if you didn't watch it yet. At least the first 30 minutes needs to be seen, and after, just, I don't know, play a game while you listen to the movie before the next action sequence, because you might get bored. I think that's all for this review. Friday we will get another movie that I didn't watch. Everyone has watched it, but I waited 9 years to watch this one. Everybody has always talked about it, but I never had the pleasure to see. I think it's a bit better. still, it might have problems. You will see on Friday what I think about it. So if you like this video and you want to see the next, subscribe, comment on what you think about this movie, like the video, maybe share it with your friends, and see you next time.